because those do help me as a content creator to a very large degree, because that is how my channel gets more viewers, is based on how many likes I get, how much people enjoy my content enough to subscribe, how many people watch lots of my videos, what's the view duration on my video. YouTube keeps track of that and uses that to measure how many people it should direct towards my channel in order to increase how many viewers I have. Additionally, I noticed that about 2% of you are subscribed, whereas the other 98% are not subscribed, which is a bit sad. I would like to have more subscribers than just 2% of the people who view my channel. I would prefer to have lots of subscribers, because that means that you guys are really enjoying the content, and it means you guys are returning to watch more of my videos, which is another thing that YouTube does actually keep track of, is how many people of you are returning viewers as opposed to first-time viewers. If you haven't watched my content in the last 28 days, then you are technically considered a new viewer. If you have watched it within the last 28 days, then you are considered a returning viewer. Some of you people, I'm sure, are returning viewers. I know that I do have a few people who watch my episodes, who watch my videos, which are returning viewers. There aren't many, but I appreciate all of you nonetheless. I do apologize for the delay on the releasing of the videos. I was uploading the videos, don't get me wrong. I just had to delay the release date of the videos in order to provide some form of consistency when trying to publish all of the videos in sequential order, because YouTube messed up the release dates of all of the videos, and YouTube kind of did a lot of overlapping and wasn't exactly notifying me of, hey, you have a video set to release at this exact same time on this exact same day. Was that intentional? YouTube didn't ask me that. YouTube didn't mention that. Therefore, I have to go through and I have to, manually fix that in the videos. And the way that I fix that is by, quite simply, going through and, filling in the release dates, rescheduling them for release, telling YouTube, okay, now this one gets released on this date at this time. I have to re-release all of my videos, which is a bit of a pain because it just takes a really, really long time. Because it takes so long, it causes me to need to take a few extra days in order to actually properly, fill in all of the different things that I need to type out in order for everything to get all of the proper updates that they need. It's a lot of work. That's the short and sweet of it. That's also the longhand version of it. It's just a lot of work. Okay? There's no two ways about it. Like, it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be something that is going to slow down progress on my channel, yes. However, like, that doesn't really matter all that much, because progress on my channel is going to progress either way. It's just a matter of, I won't be publishing the videos the same day that I'm uploading the videos. Instead, I'm going to be delaying my video content until I have the current situation with the video content properly organized, properly fixed, which is going to take a little while. It's going to take a few days. And I know you people will not be seeing this video until like 2 days after it's already been recorded. However, there's not much I can do about that, because I need to tell YouTube to stop messing up my recording. And the only way I can do that is through making use of the vast quantities of, through making use of the vast quantities of videos getting edited one video at a time. It's going to take a while. There's nothing that can be done about that. It's just going to take a while. Go. Got a bunch of ore. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of restructuring applied all at once. I'm working my way up from the earliest videos to the most recent videos, because the earliest videos are getting a lot more views. If the more recent videos were getting more views, I would be focused more on the more recent videos. However, they're not. It's the older videos that are getting more viewing membership, which means if I want to have the videos best representing my channel properly set up first, then I want to go back and I want to set it up so that my oldest videos are properly representing my channel, and then I will go through and I will bring those newer videos up to date as I continue to release them. Like these 5 hours that I'm uploading, or that I'm recording, 5.5 hours, these 5.5 hours are going to definitely, get me a lot of progress on my base. Speaking of which, I need to return to my base because my pickaxe is about to break. I just pull out my minecart, hop in, set off. I can eat my food, I can sit here and I can look around, enjoy the view, what little view there is. That's where it was. See, I knew I was missing diorite from somewhere. Okay, now I can deposit some of this various materials. There we go. Withdraw the granite because I got a lot of granite. Almost a full stack of polished granite right there. Boom. I will want to remember to refill the stone in the barrel as well as in the hopper, because those are going to continue to create a lot of smooth stone. I go through a lot of smooth stone. Therefore, I try to make sure that my smooth stone reserves don't get too low on me. And by proxy, I want to make sure that my stone reserves don't get too low on me either. I will want more than just the smooth stone which I brought. I additionally want to craft a pickaxe, because my current pickaxe is kind of maxed out, but I want to repair it. I mean, it's not fully maxed out. If it was fully maxed out, then I wouldn't need to repair it because it would have mending. However, for 5 experience levels, I can keep the current pickaxe nice and well repaired. I do not even need to actually take the minecart to the work location, because I can start the work location down here. Anyways, on Friday, my D&D session had commenced. I had my party meet the newest slime party member. They are an oozekin that has declared quite readily. The exact quote of their introduction was, "I am pink." They're being played as though they know nothing about the ways of the world, and they are simply responding as though they are a freshly sentient being, as though they were an entity which did not get any sort of formal introduction to the world. They are stating quite simply, "I am pink," because their skin tone is pink. And when they were disguised as a bit of a pale color, they were so surprised by the fact that they were suddenly not pink that they stopped keeping up their coloration and reverted to pink. And then they were like, "Oh, okay, I'm pink again." Not even really questioning the way, like the reason why they weren't pink. They're a very simple character, very direct and to the point. But it's very fun to play that type of character at times in order to just not need to think about a lot of things, because you can just take any concept and just completely pretend that it is some foreign concept, and it's like, cool, on top of that, whenever he gets a really good idea, we'll discuss about how oh yeah, Miki would have known this, Miki would have known that, and then because his character technically consumed Miki, then Miki's knowledge is slowly seeping into him, basically. Yeah. I mean, technically, if I wanted to, I could reduce the amount of experience that he is getting by throttling it down to a more appropriate level using the feeding mechanic, which I came up with to provide the Dragonborn Bonesmith Paladin a method of having their spider level up a little bit more quickly, because the spider obviously needs to feed upon enemies which it can, drink the blood of, but they need to be alive, kind of. He's got to keep the spider fed. He's got to keep the dragons fed. This is obvious to him. The dragons will continue to cause a ruckus if they're not fed. The spider will definitely cause a ruckus if it's not fed. Because the spider is a spider. Like dragons, it's just like, oh, a pretty blue dragon. What do you do? I shoot lightning at people and I eat them. Oh, you must be hungry. Why do you say that? Because you're threatening to eat me? Yes, I am hungry. It's like, yeah, I figured. And so, like, you can kind of get a general feel of, okay, yeah, that whole situation is going to work that way, and this situation will work this way. You can get kind of a general feel of stuff for that, but for things involving, a slime of some form. Slimes aren't exactly common, nor are they normally very easy to predict, because most of the time a slime is going to just be this random collection of thoughts, a random collection of ideas and concepts, and they're going to not really fully understand everything that's going on around them, but they will try and fit in, and they'll try and work themselves into the situation and make it so that they're able to easily navigate through any problems that they're having. Now, that's not to say that they will easily navigate through any problems that they're having. They probably won't, but they will try. They will certainly try. And in the process of trying to navigate their way through all of these various situations, they will find themselves facing off against all kinds of situations. lots of different things that can be done to make a situation easier or more difficult. You know, it doesn't necessarily need to be an easy situation. I really need to install that staircase all the way at the end. Okay, now to retrieve all of this stone. They have so far not managed to get attacked outright by the civilians because they were traveling with a group of humanoids, and it's like, well, okay, you know, there's been weirder adventuring parties, but at the same time, I have been pointing out, you know, so here's the current formation of the party. We have a Kenku, a half orc, a ooze, and a deep gnome. So a deep gnome, a Kenku, a half orc, and an ooze walk into a adventurer's guild. It sounds like the beginning of a joke, one that probably will not end well for the more monstrous creatures. Specifically, the half orc is a half orc, half Goliath. Or an orc-liath, as we have dubbed them. The orc is very, very strong. He uses a glaive, he uses a greatsword, and he recently acquired a maul, M-A-U-L, which is basically just a really, really large mace. A good example of a maul would be the Mjolnir hammer, which Thor himself from Avengers would wield around whenever he was fighting in the earlier days of the Avengers movies, before the Ragnarok series of events, I believe. During that time frame, Thor would obviously have his giant hammer that he ran around with everywhere, which apparently has the ability to hide its form, since at one point he was disguising it as a humble umbrella. However, it was revealed to him that Professor Strange, of the more arcane origin of certain things, could not actually move his umbrella. And he commented, quite a heavy umbrella you got there. Or something along those lines. I forget specifically what Doctor Strange commented, but, it was noted by Doctor Strange, hey, I know your umbrella is really your hammer, and I know that you're Thor. And he was like, yep, okay. You're definitely the real deal. You're the real guy. You know, between the motion sickness and the fact that he knew that Thor's hammer was actually his umbrella, the only way he would know that is if he had stopped time and tried to move Thor's umbrella. And he had tried that, and it didn't work. And it's like, oh, well, you know, okay, so that's your hammer. Nice. You know? Oh, right, that's what I was there for. I was there to repair my pickaxe, which means I need more iron. Number one reason for returning to base is either crafting, repairing, or depositing. In this case, it's repairing. However, in other cases, I have been known to need to deposit items. In other cases, I've been needing to repair, or wait, I already mentioned repair. Repairing, depositing, or crafting items. Yeah. I've been known to need to repair items, I've been known to need to craft items, and I've been known to need to deposit items. In this current situation, I am excavating all of this material in order to fill it in as I run backwards. And the reason why I'm doing it specifically on this row of blocks is specifically because I can fill in this entire section without needing to worry about lanterns. Lanterns can come later. They go on the sides of this specific row. Meanwhile, this row is entirely consisting of smooth stone. Or at least it's supposed to be. No. There. There we go. Okay. Onwards to the next stack of blocks. Lots of placing of materials. This gives me something to do with my smooth stone while allowing me the amount of wiggle room that I need, as it were, in order to properly carve out the area and then properly decorate it as well. Okay, so that guy can take a hit. And then while he's burning to death, I'll just back up over here. Now I advance forth towards them. Collect the experience while I'm at it. Now I can go over here and collect all of this experience, all of this loot. Now I switch back to the Silk Touch and continue excavating. I am making use of Silk Touch specifically because this is an extreme hills biome, technically. Therefore, or at least somewhere in this region, is an extreme hills biome. Therefore, you will find random silverfish eggs in this biome. The silverfish can be disguised as granite, diorite, stone, cobblestone, andesite, and I think stone bricks. Okay, looks like this whole area here seems to be nice and cleared out of debris. I can go ahead and start filling in the smooth stone whilst making my way back towards the area where I am currently working. I actually need to gather more smooth stone from base. I shall do that at a later point in time. Currently, I am harvesting. Running just seems very slow. There we go. Now that I'm running along the border of both of these blocks, if I do manage to find an area where there is no floor, I will find myself standing on the solid blocks on my left, or solid blocks on my right, depending on which section has no floor. When I turned around, there was that section immediately, or almost immediately, that had no blocks, for example, for its floor section. I very quickly rectified that by standing on the section on the right. See, now that this trench is too wide, the majority of the slime experience is just staying down here. On top of that, I am hardly leaving any materials behind, which is great because, it always kind of sucks leaving materials behind. Especially when it's a lot of materials. There we go. Now I just run straight ahead and just veer off to the side whenever I need to retrieve one from the center, but otherwise I'm just gonna keep running along the edge of this wall until right about here, when I jump down into this pit in order to make sure that I grab all of the materials out. Now, for a nice little extra cheeky maneuver, I'm able to go through and actually place in some of these lanterns that are going to be going in these various locations. I can actually start placing in those lanterns. I can't place in too many, obviously, because I'll just run out. Like, I'll just run out that fast. It'll just evaporate. This is easily 3 stacks worth of lanterns, maybe even 4 stacks worth of lanterns that I'm going to need to finish lighting up the place. And then there's the floor down below, which is going to need like another 10 stacks of lanterns probably. Therefore, I have a lot of resource gathering ahead of me. I have to wait for a lot of pumpkins to grow. However, in the meantime, I am making a lot of progress on this base. You know, I'm finding diamonds, I'm finding a lot of redstone, finding a lot of coal. You know, I'm actually going out of my way to gather all of these different resources, and it's kind of paying off. You know, my tech level of my tools is slowly advancing. I'm slowly getting better weaponry, better tools, better items. You know, there is a method to the madness, as they say. Now I'm just kind of zigzagging the lantern placement back and forth while counting out all of the different placement locations in order to make sure that they are placed correctly and that I won't need to go back over it in order to maybe move them until, you know, I need to actually chop them down because they're in the way. But until they're in the way, they are perfectly fine lighting up the floor there. I just need a lot of smooth stone to fill in the area around them. And then I can also excavate out this section, which will allow me to very easily navigate along and grab all of these various resources. And then after I run all the way back down here one last time, I will return to base in order to deposit my various resources that I have gathered. Let's see if this one is there. Okay. In that case, this ends up going here. Oops, wrong pickaxe. And here. Then I can actually deposit these two here and here. There we go. And away we go. Yeah, my players managed to meet their party member. They managed to not get attacked at the bar. They got intimidated. And the players did have one of the criminal contacts threaten their character. However, their character was so oblivious, Pinky, or Pink, as they have introduced themselves, has been so oblivious that the intimidation failed because they just did not fathom that they were being intimidated. They were completely oblivious. They had no concept of being intimidated. It was just an alien concept to them. As I mentioned, that type of playstyle can be fun. It's not something that's going to be very extremely relied upon, because that would just kind of be boring, as if everything was a foreign concept. But at the same time, like, everything is a foreign concept to Pinky until we find out if Pinky actually knows about it or not. Guess I didn't even need the rail cart. I ended up running back to base. Just checking on things. Let's see. Ores. Deposit the ores. Lots of coal. A little bit of iron. Not bad. Deposit the stones. A little bit of granite. Not bad. Some andesite. Nice. Diorite. Decent. Deposit the normal stone. Okay, now we go over here to the stone barrels. Deposit that, withdraw that. Run over here, deposit these stacks of stone. And then I can run all the way back over here, where I craft more slime blocks. I will start needing some form of actual dedicated storage for slime at some point in the future, because I am getting a lot of slime. I need more smooth stone. There we go. That should actually hold me over decently well. Let me transfer some of this smooth stone out. Actually, I might even use most of it. Oops, I just jumped down a floor. There we go. Got my stairs up here. Okay. There we go. Now we can start filling in all of this area here. But yeah, to my knowledge, silverfish are not able to infest a smooth stone block. Therefore, I have opted to build a lot of things out of smooth stone. You may be wondering why I'm not choosing to excavate those diamonds that I just buried under smooth stone. And the reason is quite simple. I'm going to be down there later. Yeah, I could excavate it now, but I'm going to be heading down there later anyways. So why worry about it now? Two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. just wanted to make sure that I was getting a proper number of spacings in between the different sections. There we go. Now I'm just trying to see if I can outrun this slime, make him lose interest in me before I need to fight him. It's looking like I will be able to outrun him. Yep, I outran him. However, now I kind of need to fight him. Because now he's in the way. Okay. Yeah. The party of adventurers, which I described, is the current composition of the party in a mostly human settlement. Like, yes, they are racist. That's kind of one of the features of the town that sets it apart as a unique factor of the town, a unique facet. It's a racist town. Specifically, there is, basically corporate level corruption in the town. However, this has mostly gone entirely unnoticed by the players. They seem to have no interest in it, and that's fine. I didn't expect them to have interest in it. It's not something people will normally go around investigating to see if they can locate corruption amongst the government. I have left hints that, there is something that could be done, because this is a merchant town. This is a town that's run by nobles. The nobles are the judge, or judges, which means, technically, if they became a noble, they could rewrite the laws of the town, or they could just take out the nobles and just, kill them off, and that would work as well. However, in the process of doing that, they would unwittingly lose a NPC party member, because her dad is actually the the racist in charge of being the judge, basically. Like, her dad's an asshole. She's a wonderful person. It's kind of a family dynamic that I have built for the NPC because of whom the NPC was based off of, or who. I never remember whether or not to use who or whom, but basically because of who the human fighter that they have allied with, because of who their family is, they are technically one of the 3 noble family members which rule the city. Specifically, they are the daughter of the judge. And that's a problem because the judge is a bit of an asshole. He's played like a mob boss where, you know, he'll sneak into your room in the middle of the night and he'll just sit there and wait for you to wake up and realize he's in your room. And he'll say, "So I realize that you're sitting here before me, wondering how the hell I got into your room. Well, I believe you have more important concerns." It's like, okay. For example, how long was he sitting there? And did he find my stash of weapons? It's like, oh, man. Well, the answer is yes and yes. Yes, I've been sitting here for a really long time waiting for you to wake up. You sleep like a rock and you snore really loud. It's like, well, thanks. And yes, I did find your stash of weapons. Oh, okay. You know, like he just shows up out of nowhere, and it's like, where did this guy come from? Oh, he's one of the town nobles. It's like, he's a town noble. Well, what's he doing in my room? He snuck in. I figured that much was obvious. Well, yeah, but what's he doing there? Talking to you, obviously. You know, he's the type that just shows up unannounced, as just some form of random surprise visit. That's just his style, you know. But, you know, it creates a certain atmosphere, having these various NPCs that behave in this specific set of mannerisms. You know, I've got a noble who basically operates the town as though he is a mob boss. You know, he's got the Adventurers Guild for the local muscle. He's got the criminal sector on lockdown, basically, because you know, that's mostly just Bob. It's just one criminal sector, and Bob is Bob. You know, Bob is Bob. Bob is difficult to describe because Bob is Bob. Like, Bob's kind of a wild card as far as, you know, how safe everything is with him. Like, yeah, it's safe, but at what cost? Like, do you really want Bob to be the one keeping everything safe? Probably not. But, you know, what other choices do you get? Not many. That's for sure. Not many. I need to dig out this direction out to out along this line out to, what was it, 400? I think I was going to. Oh. Right. I need to fill in the floor first. Okay. Yeah, that probably would help. Wait, no, that's a staircase. Okay. Yeah, I had forgotten about that. This section technically doesn't have its floor filled in. Which is kind of the benefits of working from below for all of this stuff, is that I can go through and I can dig out underneath everything while still allowing myself to very easily navigate between all of the floors and very easily find, where I need to fill in, stuff like that. In addition to finding all kinds of lovely ore that is really going to help just allow me to progress a lot further, a lot faster. Let me deposit some of this stone into here, and in the process I will gather up a few levels. Okay, I'm now level 39. I have a decent supply of smooth stone available. I will be